I just want to record this real quick for David. Kind of go over your comment, what you got going on here, real quick. That way, because you got a lot to unpack. I mean, it's not a whole lot, but it is something. So, David Storms got a new boat. Hey, everyone, sold my Sea Fox today in preparation of getting a new sled. I'm writing to ask for opinions on electronics packages and what people have experienced. I'm a coastal inshore fisherman and looking for a package, trolling motor, GPS, shallow water anchor that will work best for my situation. My Sea Fox had older Garmin GPS Torovo, a power pole that never worked. I'm interested in two setups, but I'm open to suggestions. I want to get a set of products that integrate together. One, the Garmin GPS Map 1243, a Kraken, twin power pole blades, a Minn Kota Humminbird Explorer 12, the Tarova, and twin Raptors. The Minn Kota package offers quite a bit of savings, but I have no experience with Humminbird products. Any insight will be greatly appreciated. This is the first boat I get to rig from new. I want to do it right. Thanks in advance. So, David, my guy, bro, you've got like the ultimate dream, perfect, like superior package versus the budget package. And I mean, like literally, and there's probably not that, there's probably $2,000 apart. So Garmin obviously is superior in every way. The GPS map 1243, the Kraken, the twin powerful blades, just the in general, the GPS map 1243 versus the Humminbird Explorer 12. The GPS map is going to be easier to use. It's going to be faster as far as like the loading and everything out. The forward scan is going to be better. Just everything about it is superior. The Humminbird though does have really good side imaging, and it also has good like the down view and stuff. So like finding hidden structures and stuff like that. It does have pretty good stuff there. I'm not the biggest fan of Humminbird. They're definitely the budget brand as far as like your um, GPS map and that kind of thing. The Torovo versus the Kraken. Torovo is going to be a brush trolling motor. The Kraken is a brushless. The Kraken is going to be way more superior as far as its integration with the GPS map. The cable management is way sweeter. I think just the autopilot and the deploy and everything is great. It's gonna be superior for the Kraken. The Torovo though is actually really good. The spot lock works great. The memorized tracking works great. So it's not a bad trolling motor. I like the Torovos. I've used a few of them. I don't know if the Torovo has the auto deploy. Minn Kota Tarova auto deploy. I don't know. It might be the Quest. Tarovo, brushed, quiet brushless. The brush is obviously gonna be way more. The brushless is gonna be, yeah, $1,500 more. So just a straight up Tarovo brushed. It does not have the auto deploy, which the auto deploy is really cool, but it does tend to mess up quite a bit. I mean, I know they've made a lot of advancements over the years. Like it's been out for quite a while, but um, it's it's still it still can be troublesome. A lot of people will lube up the shaft a lot, and that tends to help quite a bit with the auto deploy with it jamming. So if you put, I got a buddy he puts like canola oil or something on it. He like wipes it down with oil, like a cooking oil or something, and that like it keeps it lubed up so it slides real good, so it doesn't jam on the auto deploy. But yeah, you're going to be a lot of it's actually probably a little bit more than 2 grand difference depending on what you get. You could get the brushless, which the brushless is $1,500 more out of stock. Notify me, it's out of stock. Features: does it have the auto deploy? Banshee, part of one boat, spot lock, drift mode, real time battery management, digital management, heel tilt program, electronic, built in the spectrum, chirp, indestructible. It comes with the chirp sonar, so you could put that is something that Minn Kota will I mean, it's not like you couldn't with the Garmin, but for what you're doing, you're in short. It's not like you're bass fishing and you're trying to put an MFD on the front of the unit and want to have a transducer on your on the trolling motor. So, I don't know if that's really what you're trying to do, because that is a whole nother deal. I don't think you're trying to do that, but it's possible. Now, the the Kraken's just it is better. It's way more expensive, but like I said, the Trova, I've had good experience with them. I don't get the auto deploy, and depends on how much you're going to use it. The Raptors versus the power poles. So I'm pretty sure the power poles, you can get one pump to run both of the poles. So you're going to save space there. And your the Raptors, I don't think you can hook up to one pump. You got to have two pumps. So you'll have two things there. I was surprised with the Raptors. I think they're a good shallow water trolling motor. I don't know why you would really need an integration with your electronics package as far as like the MFD and the trolling motor, that kind of stuff. Like the trolling motor and the MFD, I get that. That is a sweet integration to have with auto deploy and have everything on there, opposed to only using your handheld controller. Though I am a fan of the controller, because when you're fishing on the bow, it is nice, depending on if you're just trying to do spot lock or if you're trying to run along a coastline, an actual like mangrove, stuff like that, and fish into some mangroves. There is that right there. Like you're going to be in the front, so it's not really like you need the MFD for that. It is better to have the controller. But I don't know about the power poles. The power poles and the Raptors, I don't really see the feature. I guess if you have the power poles, I think you can hook them up to your Garmin's and do a auto lock. So like if you go to a waypoint and you go there, it will auto deploy the power poles and stick you on the waypoint that you choose to go to. But I mean, I don't to me personally, the way I would use it, I don't find that feature to be so groundbreaking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, like you get to your spot and you push the button and the power pole goes down and sticks you there. Like, I don't, the whole auto deploy with the power pole. I mean, I guess if you're holding the rod in your hand, but even if you're holding the rod in your hand, you got the bait, like you're ready to cast, like, beep, and it sticks you there. Like you still got to drive to get to the spot. So I don't know. I mean, I think it might be overkill. So I don't think that whole integration is that necessary. I think the real deal there is, do you want one pump or do you have the space? Twin Raptors, can you have one controller and pump for Minn Kota Raptor? No, you cannot run two Minn Kota Raptor shallow water anchors on just one pump or controller. Each anchor relies on its own dedicated hydraulic pump and integrated controller assembly to operate properly. However, dual setups can be paired via Bluetooth to deploy and retract simultaneously using a single standard Raptor wireless remote or on the One Boat Network app, which the One Boat Network app is pretty good. I don't mind that at all. But yeah, you will need that separate pump, and yeah, you that's the only downside or real advantage there. You still get one remote, and you can pair them up to where you put it and they both go down and up at the same time. So you know whether you go power pole, whether you go to the Raptor, I don't think there's really, you could use either setup on either one. It would just be more integration with the Hummingbird setup than it would be on your actual, the actual MFD setup and the Tarova. So you could really go, GPS map and the Kraken and the Raptors, or you could just do the GPS map and the Tarova with the Raptors. Because the only big thing about the GPS and the MFD integrating with your trolling motor is the ability to control it and how it uses the GPS in order to like go to waypoints and stuff like that. So, it would obviously be a more superior setup to have the same MFD with the trolling motor that integrates with it. So that way you can set up tracking from your MFD. So you can go on your MFD and you can have these different waypoints, and you can have the trolling motor through your MFD run through the waypoints, though both have the ability to do that. So you would be able to do that with your Tarova with the like if you picked say one versus the other, like you put in the GPS map 1243 and you put in the Tarova with the Raptors, your Tarova in the One Boat app or just the handhold the remote in it, you do have all that tracking ability. You have the spot lock, you have the tracking, or what do they call that? Where the follow thing. There is a memory where you can remember, patterns. Trolling the stow deploy lever, part of the one boat network, spot lock with jock, drift mode, wedge, digital man, indestructible. What's included? It doesn't say. It does have it. I don't know what the. Where's the remote? If I see the remote, I'll be able to tell you because it's got the button. They don't have the button. Oh. Uh. I mean, I guess they just call it autopilot, but they remember tracks. What is Minn Kota trolling motor track memory called? I apologize. Yes, well, blah, 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 blah. Track memory feature is officially called record a track or iTrack. That's it. And so basically, here's basically your screen thing, and you can go, you click record on it, and you run, the shoreline, whatever you're doing. Like, let's say you've got a big mangrove thing, it goes in and out like this. You can run that whole thing, record that track, and then when you get to the end of it, play it back, and it will take you back through that track the same way, and it'll autopilot all the way through, and it is actually very accurate. So I mean, it's not like you won't have that feature if you went with the Garmin GPS and you put the Tarova on there. So um, I don't know if you'd really be losing that many features by splitting up, those things. It would just be more integrated seamlessly if you went with one versus the other. But like you said, you've laid out like the most expensive premium package possible being the GPS map with a Kraken and twin power poles. Like that is like premium. So hopefully that helps, gives you a little bit of insight. Come back, tell me what you think or what you're really thinking, what you really want to do. If you do those kinds of features, if you don't use those kinds of features, and we can go back and forth a little bit and see, what you're thinking there.